So let's get ready to head into game though. It's a little bit of Astralis taking on Team Spirit. And oh, we got lucky in the server, man. It is a lucky day today. We're on Dust2 to open things up. And the map picker Team Spirit, they're going to be beginning over here on the T side, Hugo.
Damn right, Harry. T-side start. Bit of utility as well. And they go fast out long. Astralis don't contest them there. Set up leaning towards the B-bomb site, even getting lucky into position with a cat boost. He's going to be able to grab info mid early. Bubsky kind of call for those rotates soon enough. Maybe a bit of a run boost here coming along. But Spirit are in no hurry. Spotting. Finally, the smoke start to land. Bubsky's made the call, and you can already see those adjustments Astralis are making. Pulling CTs on over. Lucky even doubling back, and it's Magic to try and lead the way into the bomb site. Do pretty quick tap, and Lucky gets dinked back, pushed into the short side as Astralis set up for a retake. Bombs going down, and all the advantage in the hands of the Danes.
Yeah, dupree's just waiting up here towards elevator. He's crouched down. Look at him. It's like he's broken. Here he is trying to move on in. Dexter's going to tap out Magis. Dupree, quiet, and there's a double. Will get taken care of. Dexter laying waste to Astralis. Lucky low on health in a 1v2. And this is a bit of a trial by fire for the guy. Ooh, up and over, but he can't quite deal with Dexter. Great round from this guy to open up. 4 kills from him, and that's going to be the pistol locked in for Team Spirit, Hugo.
And that was a big question today, Harry. It's like, Dexter, is he going to show up? Is he going to look good, right? He may have struggled back on land for Spirit, but here online, this is where this guy formed. This is where we expect to see him performing. And in the pistol round, he waits no time. Dropped over a P250 and 4 frags in it to start. It's a lovely start for Team Spirit. You love it when they drop over a P250 to the frag, and they've got faith in Dexter, and for good reason. Scouts are out, Astralis is deciding to force. Deeks up on long, and Magis gets a messy tap. He'll finally get taken down. Survived far too long, but the flashes helped him out there. Bubsky's now trapped up at car. Astralis, they were double B, they're already starting to pull away. It's obviously a long take again.
Yeah, I still feel gross after watching the attempted D-tap from Magisk. And now, look, now you've got this long control kind of hanging in the balance. Team Spirit, they've got the scout set up in pit, and Dexter has once again removed one of these A-site players. Bubsky can't find a thing. He's cleared at the car. Dupree's pushing it through the lower tunnels, mate. He is a long way away from playing into this round. So Glaive is all alone. Make no mistake about it, it's going to take something remarkable here to ever even make you consider attempting this round. Glaive's running for the hills, Dupree's too far away, and Team Spirit, they don't know it yet, but this round is as good as done.
Yeah, even making sure that no one's hanging around for Astralis. Quick pop into spawn. You know, if you were going to try and activate this flank, that's why Glaive's backed up. The longer he lives, the more chance Dupree has to do something, right? More eyes of Spirit are considering spawn, are considering catwalk. But once it's a 1v4, you've got more than enough manpower to cover every position. That's still the case now. And Astralis won't be moving in to take down any more players, hoping to grab exits on the retreat. And some of these rifles are tagged up, so there's a chance for the Deeg and the Scout. But Astralis know in the back of their mind, they're really looking to essentially replay this round, right? Come back in with another Deeg or another Scout and some USPs. It won't be pretty. It should be a 3-0 for Team Spirit.
Well, Hugo, donde está your predictions, right? Let's let's get your thoughts on this game. Okay. You know, while this little just save is going on in pit, are you leaning any strong way? What's the Hugo Byron take? Okay,
well, like, you know, I rate Astralis, even though
it's not a controversial
statement. It's a safe call. That being said, though, I am going a different direction here.
Okay.
I am leaning in the way of Spirit for this series, simply because, well, the online factor I certainly think plays in. Obviously, Lucky's a new addition, right? No doubt they've put in time, they've put in work over the player break, but so have Spirit. And I mean, Chad was talking about this earlier, but, you know, Spirit have been putting in the hours, man. You can't go on Twitch without seeing Magix playing FPL. He's doing it day, he's doing it night. Does the guy even sleep? I don't know. And yeah, in terms of individuals, Spirit, we're already seeing them looking pretty rare and to go, pretty warmed up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, something that I think is probably going to help Team Spirit out a good deal here is they've had a little bit of time away, man. Like, these guys were playing a hell of a lot. You know, they kind of followed in a similar pattern to what we saw out of teams like Big and Heroic in 2020, where they focus on, like, really upping their level in a short space of time, and that means playing a hell of a lot, putting a lot of hours in, and with that comes, like, an eventual exhaustion, you know? Like, it's hard to keep this level up. And, you know, I'm hoping that now that they've had a bit of time away, you know, that could be the remedy for someone like Dust2 who has maybe struggled with consistency. Maybe that's how we get a return to form for him.
It's a beautiful setup, Harry, but I do want to hear what you think is going to happen in this series. I do want a name out of you.
Yeah.
It can't just be me locking in a prediction.
No, that's fair enough, Hugo. That's fair enough. I did try and give you like a politician answer there.
Yeah.
You know, I just said a bunch of words.
Just give me a name. Give me a team.
For me, I'm also going to get on the Team Spirit bandwagon.
Well, you're certainly safe for this round at least. 5-on-1.
It's looking good, right?
So, you know, Bubsky, he's hanging around.
Yeah,
Maybe he grabs an AK.
That's an AK. That's
They're
money.
mid already, though. So.
He's out. He's still going.
For now.
Come on. Oh, there it is. They hunt him down. You know it was going to happen. It was just a question of when, not so much if. Now we have that 3-0 lead for Team Spirit. But the money is there for the side of Astralis. They're going to be coming in with the guns now.
Yeah.
And maybe we even get to have a taste of this lucky AWP.
They've already been mastercrafting this rifle round, right? They've had essentially two ecos to just chat it over, to sit in the B bomb site to work out what they want to do. They've seen some tendencies already towards long for Spirit. So let's see what Astralis want to throw in here. Still a scout on Dexter, right? Money's there. Spirit running essentially a bonus in that way, but they're looking to get a free AWP instead. They'll find it on the A site. Lucky sat back watching for a mid to B. Glaive's moved in to allow him to watch the catwalk, and utility is going out into A, but don't be fooled, it's not a commitment. Spirit are trying to get that utility out of Astralis. They're not budging. Astralis not falling for this, holding it onto mollies and smokes still. So Spirit will have to do a little bit more than that if they want to force Astralis' hand.
Yeah, but the old saying is, you know, slow and steady wins the race. And right now they are just working some of this mid-control. They're not going to get given anything, right? Dupree is down here in middle, but he's not looking for a fight here. This isn't really an engagement he's keen to take. He's just watching for the CT push. And so at the very, very least, right, if this play comes in towards Cat, if this is just the standard Cat exec with the smoke going down, the molly's now raining over, it looks like it. Dupree's at least here pretty quickly and is able to help out. It's all going to come down to what Lucky can do with this AWP, right? Is he able to find anything? Well, he's already been flashed off. He's already set up to play retake now. This is a 5-on-5 retake in at the A-bomb site, and these always get a little bit weird, especially with guys like Chopper ready to cut down these rotations out of Astralis as they move in through middle. Luckily enough, they've grouped everyone up in CT. Oh. I say lucky enough, eh? Magix has doubled down. Suddenly, the script's been flipped, and oh my word, Team Spirit. In a matter of seconds, everybody's been deleted for Astralis. And that round looked like it always was going to fall comfortably into the Team Spirit ranks.
Yeah, they just had so much space, right? They knew their cat flank was open, or covered rather, it wasn't open. Magix was able to jump up, fight CT. Dexter just flexing as well, running the Deagle over the scout in that round, and he finds kills in the post-plant. That's such a shame for Astralis. You'll notice at that retake in the 5-on-5, Magix and Glaive both had full utility. They had Molly, Smoke, Nade. They were ready to retake. They were calling that one, but they never got a chance to use them. Quick kills from Spirit, and now another fast long take. We know they love Dust2, and we're already seeing the reason why. Astralis put back to pistols, and Glaive, he was caught on that mid-cross. Mears holding upper tunnels, the rest of Spirit just sitting out long again. Seems to be their game plan right now for the T side, and I can't blame them. Nothing is putting a stop to it. Maybe the Magis Scout could do something on that A site, but Dexter's looking to take him down with the orb. Oh dear, missed shot. Second time around is perfect though, and now Dexter, he can own the angle. He can just hold on, let his team move up on the long position.
This should just be another clean round for Team Spirit. You're going to be hard-pressed to find anything here. With the flashes raining in, that's a free, easy kill. Sure, Dupree gets one nice one, but look at this. He's wrapped in through middle.
Almost.
And Mir doubles down. I was never worried. I was never worried, Hugo. 5-0 for Team Spirit. Coming into this, you know, we said the last times these teams faced, it was back at Katowice. It was all for a shot at either the semi or quarterfinals. Now, that series ended up going the way of Team Spirit. That was back with Device in the squad, right? And there it ended 16-1 on Dust2. It was a huge deal. If you were watching it, it looked like, you know, for the longest time, Team Spirit were about to 16-0 Astralis, and that would have been huge.
So what you're saying is there's room for improvement.
So what I was going to say is, like, wouldn't it be wild just run with me down this
5-0,
you know,
yeah.
5-0, right? I don't want to get ahead of myself, but
this is how you jinx it, Harry. Quick kill out long for Glaive. Nice shot from here. He does get the trade, and his teammate's out behind the blue, but Bobski knows. Smoke down on the Molotov to keep Young alive, and he has the option to escape if he wants. He does not. Hanging around, knowing Bubski's trapped pit side. He has a molly, but everyone's played Counter-Strike. The second you pull that out, you know you're getting peeked. He waits in the smoke to throw it. Lucky's moved in. Bubski now has cover. He doesn't need to make a move here. He can wait on Lucky's contact to swing. Dexter's doing the same. Locking down the long angle. Smoke will cut off Lucky. This is a great play from Spirit. And Bubski gets hounded down. Lucky, what can he even do here? Nothing. As the smoke shot comes in for Young, it's another perfect round out of Team Spirit. Astralis are trying to rotate in through B, but Spirit are in no hurry.
Not even close, baby. Uh-oh, never mind, never mind. Dexter's dead to Dupree, and suddenly this round is back up in the air again.
No smoke.
Yeah, you're not over the line yet, and it's about to get a lot more dangerous. There's a lot of peril involved in trying to get across here without the smokes.
They threw the bomb. To who?
Oh, Magisk. Oh, trying his best. Loads of damage. Young will get knocked out, and so it's Chopper left in this clutch. 1v2. Dupree's been spotted up on short. Chopper will have a chance to get the bomb down at least, but utilities coming in. The molly. Oh, it does force him wide. And Magisk is going to lock in the round for Astralis. Great stuff out of him there. He was 0-5 coming into that round. He nails the shot onto the crossing player and then closes it out for the squad as well.
Yeah, more and more rounds we're seeing these B players for Astralis do a really good job of saving the utility there. That's what really gets them going in that retake. Otherwise, Chopper has a really good chance of isolating 1v1s on the headshot angle. The AWP is in a scary position there on Dupree. So, yeah, you know, really, really nice round out of Astralis. On the board, Harry, breaking the curse, breaking the streak, and ruining the 16-0 dream. I think that's your fault.
Yeah.
Danes can thank him for a change, jinxing the other way. The Spirit still have plenty of money in the coffers. They can continue to rebuy on this T side, back to the long position, potentially. They've been all over it so far. Astralis decided to put numbers in this spot. 3 with a flashbang. Dexter takes the timing shot. He finds nothing. Be a good round to try one of those B executes, but right now Spirit are just ambling about in spawn, clearing the middle area.
I will say this much. The initial eye test, right, of Team Spirit, like this is kind of the recipe for a Team Spirit victory, right? You know, admittedly, still early days. There's still times for things to either get better or get worse, right? That's kind of the nature of time. But you know, right now, Dexter looking really, really good. He's been so key since he's done this sort, man. The control he's been able to take out towards those long doors, the kind of, you know, space he's been able to create for his team, unrivaled. And it's certainly promising, seeing as we were kind of building this guy up to be the linchpin for Team Spirit.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him with this double AWP on the other side.
Well, that's an interesting conversation in and of itself, right? The double AWP.
But maybe one for later. Seems like this might be the execute. The molly does throw a spanner in the works here for Spirit. They have to slow down. They will still commit behind these smokes. They don't have a whole lot left up. Glaive has gotten himself into a little cubby corner, hoping they don't clear it, and no one's seen a thing. This could be naughty. Lucky flashing up for Glaive. They don't check. Magix gets blind rather, but he still gets the kill. Lucky now forced back to the long position. Astralis' retakes on A have been troublesome at times. Bubski wants to throw himself into the fray. Bombs going down with just enough time. And Spirit have so much map control. They can back up to Cat. This might even force a save for Astralis. They don't look interested. So that double AWP, Harry.
Yeah, I was going to say, right, like, you know, you think about when Device first left this team, what we saw happen with the AWPing, right? It was basically everyone donning it at some point in time. Zip even had that little clutch, but he was, you know, never buying it up himself, even though, you know, sorry, even then, not in the service, we don't have to worry about him right now. You know, we've seen everyone else don the AWP, namely, I think it would be Glaive and Dupree as like the two that spring to mind. But it's interesting to see how they're going to divvy this up now with Lucky in the roster today. We got this Dupree-Lucky combo early on.
Yeah, it's just so much pressure on Lucky, right? You've got to think about the player he's replacing. It's going to be no easy feat. But the young guns, Harry, they're certainly hungry for places right now. I think it's worth mentioning as well. So many of these teams, so many of these main rosters that we see at this event have actually got academy players subbed in as their 6th man. So, for example, you've got Fnatic. They've got Regali from Fnatic Rising, another AWP prodigy. Aqua from Big. He's on the bench right now, or at least on the 6th man spot. So if things do go weird, if players, you know, it's online, if there are problems, we might be getting some academy team players in, Harry.
And some of these guys have looked really, really impressive, right? We were kind of blessed enough to get to spend a lot of time watching those academy players, man. I hope that we get someone, you know, like a Regali, in the server and having a chance to showcase what he can do.
You know, Fnatic's a whole different conversation with many facets to it.
There is a lot
plus
to
the Chiquino main AWP, but it's something to keep in the back of your head, something for the future. Right now, in the present, Spirit are controlling the game. The big save out of Astralis keeps the double up. Lucky's handed his over to Glaive, but it's only for a spawn. They swap back. Long is taken by Astralis. This gives them a lot more room to breathe in this round. Spirit is defaulting. In no hurry yet again, trying to once more force utility from the hands of Astralis, and they're pretty unsuccessful in their endeavors. One molly out mid, but the A players hold firm, and the B players get stuck in. Dupree puts his AWP right through the tunnels, and might even call for Magist to move up alongside him. Still wary of a mid to B. The Spirit likely going to telegraph that play if they were to go for it. Instead, looking like an eventual A split. Just making sure your backline's not open.
Yeah, they will swap a player down into lower. Samdai, Young, and Mir trade in places. The fact they're still keeping a lower tunnels player really makes me start to wonder if this is actually destined to be the mid to be. And it looks like it, right? They're throwing that mid to be smoke in now. They crept out through the doors. Blade gets that information ahead of time, and the flashes, they're gonna leave the player up close and Magisk blind, but he still takes one to the grave with him. This mid-to-be is shut down. It's dead in the water, mate. This is not a mid-to-be anymore. This is a recovery mission. They're going to try and bail out through the lower tunnels, join back up with Samdai Young, but he can't get past Dupree's AWP in this B bomb site. And so for Dagster, it's a bit of a sad reality, but it's one where he just has to write this round off and save that AWP. So Astralis do pull through with a second round.
Yeah, and you know, just to go back on the point of utility, right? Astralis, this name is synonymous with incredible utility over their years of you know, the Astralis era. That was what we pointed to so many times. But it's not just the fact that utility is valuable, it's why it's valuable. It's because they don't, you know, fall for your fakes. They don't get caught off guard. They're so good at saving it to the last possible second, not only to the retake, but just getting it down at the right moment there. Molly's down into middle, trap Team Spirit in position, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and Astralis managed to trade their way in mid to a win. Plenty of money on Dexter, right? That's why he didn't want to save, but an unwinnable round in that 1-on-4. And so the Astralis double up continues as they take a second round, and now Spirit maybe wanting to kick up the pace a notch, setting fully towards the B-bomb site. But look who's here.
Ooh, Lucky throwing up on this boost. Him and Dexter, they almost collide. But in the end, both players remain unscathed from that first attempt at the fight. And Team Spirit, you know, they kind of move away from this idea of hitting B now. You know, they start to default out. They're holding this the long doors, making sure they're not getting pushed. They're going to try and take mid and cat. Now, the bomb is still left down in lower. And that's now the responsibility of Dexter to keep an eye on it. Gives them the option to go back to B if they don't like what they see over towards this A side of the map.
Okay, this is all a bit of a ruse. Maybe Magix even drops into spawn here. They're setting him up for it. Flashes go in, and Magix now trying to cut off one side of this mid to B play. It means Team Spirit can go for the same play, but they only need to worry about the B bomb site, and boy, do they need to worry. 2 men inside. Magix still with utility. Glaive's going to drop his smoke. Magix waiting for that window drop. Meanwhile, Magix, the other Magix, is cutting off rotations over on the A site. Lucky's dead. Bombs are loading up, but that's a danger, but no one's watching it. Magix going to push in through. If he can get this kill, he can win the round alone in this 3-on-5, but he turns back and Chopper sideline him 5-on-2. And Spirit looking like a lock-in here. We've still got Magix in CT spawn, and so Astralis hard-pressed to save, but Bubsky will just get out of there alive.
Ooh. chance to take some to the... No.
Optimistic.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, if it hit, we all would have said, like, oh, remember that no-scope from Dupree right down the mid-door.
Imagine.
Oh, crikey. Right, so... It's another team spirit round. Something I'm finding interesting here, right, is Lucky with this AWP, he's playing over towards Crossroads, over in that A-bomb site. Well, obviously, we used to have, you know, the $1 million man and Device over towards this side of the map, right? He used to be so proficient at holding down this Crossroads. You know, there's that clip of him where he has the ace burning in the Molotov, man. Like, he was incredible at it. Then, oh my God. Okay, so all the guns are taken away as well. We'll revisit that in a second. Then, when Device left and we had, you know, Glaive donning the AWP a lot of the time alongside Dupree, oftentimes it would be him holding down that Crossroads area. Even he was pretty proficient at it. Thus far, Lucky hasn't been able to find much from the Crossroads, and a lot of these A rounds have come down to like retakes in 4-on-5s, in 5-on-5s, and that's a very, very rough spot to be in. Yeah, you need that AWP at the Crossroads to be getting one if you want to then commit to that retake setup.
Yeah, that was the point I was just going to make. Maybe I'll save it for a rainy day, because we do have a quick long take again for Spirit out behind the blue boxes, and Glaive cordoned off by more smoke grenades. Bubsky still trying to fight for his life, but just shooting into dead space. Good Molotov, forcing smokes out of Spirit. They throw two. Both players panic. It's a good bit of teamwork, but it does cost them utility. And they don't have much left of it. Boost over blue. Magic's looking for this opener, but it's Glaive to pick him off, providing cover for Bubsky, who's still just being a nuisance, swinging in and out, left and right. Good night. Finally gone. His teammates will evade the situation, escaping in a 4-on-4 and setting back up in the bomb site. Now this is the time for Spirit to slow down, to recuperate, to figure out what they've got, and it's not a lot. 2 smokes and a couple of mollies as well. Don't even have flashes to get these AWPs off the angle. And, you know, going back to that point on AWP, yeah, I mean, think of the old days. It used to be so easy to sit card, kill 4 guys, coming up catwalk into that A site with ease. Well, nowadays, it's just so punishing. The double smoke crosses, the amount of flashbangs. You'll be happy if an AWPer gets 1 kill on car and backs up to long in a 5-on-4 to play retake. So, yeah, Lucky, at least in those positions so far, has often been flashed off, often been cut out by utility, but such is the way of Dust2 right now. Oh, that's more like it. Lucky with a flick. Run boost denied.
Okay, yeah. So look, man, if Lucky can deliver a little bit more like that, oh, maybe Astralis can put a stop to this long take after all. Glaive, there's a little gap there, and Chopper tries to go back in the second time around. Lucky is just smiting them. When he's given these clean fights out in the open on A, man, he'll nail the shot. He'll make it happen. He catches the run boost as well with a nice little flick. And so there's Astralis in with a third. You get a little bit more mileage out of that AWP, and everyone's having a good time.
Yeah, that's more like it, right? No flashes for Spirit in that 4-on-4, right? I mentioned that, and hey, it comes back to hurt them. They try and use a different method of clearing the long position. And, not every AWPer is going to hit that shot, and even the best AWPers won't hit it every time, but that's a great way for Lucky to show his worth right there. We needed that. Astralis needed that. Back on the board, they're just trying to come back into this game right now. Spirit call a quick pause. Still got plenty of cash flow. And so more in the tank to show. Glaive taking the AWP, but I would imagine this is once again off of a spawn position. Looking for the quick long pick and then throwing it back into the hands of Lucky or Dupree. But actually he's got the worst spawn. So just sticking with it for this round. And, you know, nothing wrong with that, right? We've all, you know, you've already talked about this as well. The amount of players on this team who can don that AWP, certainly not shabby. Again, Magic's always a nuisance out long. The molly falls a bit short this time around, and so he will stand tall. 3 players for Astralis here. He is none the wiser. Just trying to cover himself. Mir's got mid picks. That's the round. That might just be it. 2 quick kills towards the B-bomb site. And you know the in-game leader's screaming, "Run B!"
Yeah, it wasn't your original plan, but then you get given those 2 kills on a silver platter, and it's like, well, yeah, you know, sorry, Magics, you're probably screwed, but we're going to win the round, right? And that's what matters. He gets left and fed to the Wolves over at long, but it doesn't matter, right? The thing that matters is locking in this 8-3 scoreline. You've done that, you've kept it safe, and you know, it all comes on the back of those 2 B picks, and just the immediate decision to go, well, we know B's clear now.
That's a rare catch, right? Because think about how many of these rounds Spirit have, you know, taken long like that, and they've committed with it. They've put 4 or 5 players there, and they've actually followed through eventually, albeit with maybe some slowdown once they get the corner control. Well, this time they do the same, you know, protocol. They throw out the corner smoke, they get the flashes, they get Magics. God, that's going to keep me tripping all day.
Yeah,
they get Magic
They
behind.
did this to you for the first day,
exactly.
Hugo. It's fine. It's like the hardest names right away.
They get Magics behind blue bin, and then at that point, Astralis are thinking, well, it's another long tape for Spirit, it's another commitment, and they just try to jump over mid on those rotates. Well, that's what's going to catch them off guard.
Yeah, there was an interesting change here for Astralis, right? You touched upon how Glaive was taking the AWP over Lucky. Well, we've kind of seen Glaive, you know, like, as mentioned, when Device originally first left, he was donning that AWP towards the crossroads. He takes it there in this round. I think, you know, hoping he can solve some of these problems at the A bomb site. There was also the triple long push from Astralis.
Rifles up close.
So you have that AWP there to supplement the push, right? You get the rifles in at the close angles. And yeah, look, now that the spawns have changed and it's all gone back to, you know, how it kind of should be, right? We got Lucky donning that AWP again. Him and Glaive has swapped back.
Lucky had the spawn there, but you know, in that round. But I think the difference was, you know, Astralis have realized spawn means nothing with an AWP because all Spirit are doing is smoking the corner every time without fail. And like Lucky's even been shot through it in the past. So you don't just want to go, oh, I have the AWP, I'll play the corner.
Oh,
what do I do? I'm smoked.
Lucky with the
push
M4
behind blue.
pushed through the
so
smoke,
he used
right,
the spawn.
yeah,
that was the call, right? 3 rifles, taking long, pushing pit, pushing blue, and taking control. So not wanting the AWP to just get rendered useless by Spirit's utility. But they're doing a really good job right now, our Spirit, of exactly that. Astralis hanging on by a thread. If they lose this round, their money is in the bin. Spirit foaming at the mouth at that prospect. Lucky taking some serious space. Got to watch out for lower. He's got a smoke to play with, but won't be here forever.
Oh, dude, there's just something about Dexter and the angles that this guy holds as well. Like, when we just looked at him there in the tunnels, it's so grimy, man. Like, he's watching for this lower tunnel push. They don't have the mid-info, and they saw that there was that smoke down, you know, that Lucky was playing around. So they're instantly suspicious of it. They're instantly suspicious of a potential lower play. And they're just sweating the clock in that sense, right? They're kind of saying, look, if you want to try this, this mid-aggression, you're going to feed us a kill, right? We're going to turn it against you. And now that they haven't been pushed, they haven't seen anything here, this is where they start to come to the conclusion, okay, he didn't push lower tunnels. The smoke was there. Maybe he was around, but he's certainly not here anymore. So they've cleared out the lower tons. They've got catwalk. This is a lot of map control for Team Spirit to have. They haven't really had to, you know, expel all this utility yet either in clearing a lot of these positions.
Yeah, it seems like they're just going to try and do a basic cat fake here with a bit of util and then pop into B. I wonder if Astralis will, you know, change positions, if they'll fall for this again, right? If that long take in the past made them rotate off B, how will the cat take do it? Still 2 players in the bomb site, util getting dropped. That's a big spot for Lucky. He sees them going back to the B site. He can come that along, and Astralis know what's up. Oh dear.
Yeah, there's very little time here as well. They're waiting for the molly to fade. They decide not to smoke it, but now they've really got to go. They've got to pick up the pace and get into B. Still a man in the site. Oh, a second even dropping in, but Dexter's going to knock out Lucky. There's no time.
Maybe.
Oh, it's close. It's down to like the nearest second, but no, Astralis, they do get that round on the back of the time.
Yeah, that last second Molotov, man, right? Those B players have been waiting all game to not only use them in retakes, but maybe, just maybe, a last second B rush. And with 20 seconds, a Molotov coming into the tunnels, mate, that causes so many problems.
It's brutal as well because they had a smoke. They were holding a smoke over the Molotov. And then I think the call just comes in. Like, look, if we smoke this and run through, like, we're dead. And I know we kind of have to, but maybe we can play with the timings. And they knew they had to get those kills right away. I think it was the appearance of that third man, the AWP in the back of the site, that kind of surprised them. And then with the molly, they just didn't have the time.
Yeah, good spot for Lucky, right? Getting that early info that, no, this cat take is not real. And that almost was for Dexter. Catching a player retreating back from long. Glaive will live to fight another moment. Lucky's up on cat and he's joined by many men. Astralis with a triple short setup. Could even flash this corner. Bubsky's playing anti right now. He'll peek on Lucky's shot. Flash goes in, Bubsky starts to move, he clears it out. But is this all misinformation? Team Spirit are heading towards a long position with 4. Young lurking around lower, looking once again to deny this aggression. They know that Astralis seem to know what's going on, right? Bubsky even flanked long in the previous round, so you do want someone, somewhere, to stop those kind of plays, and Young is the man for the job. Spirit starting to make moves up long, and Astralis, they will know what's up, but how can they really stop it? Smokes are yet to come in. It's going to be very late. They are lining them up now as we speak. And remember, Astralis have one bit of utility in this entire round. They've got to do it off gunfights and gunfights alone.
Yeah, they've at least got all these players, all these bodies up in the right place. There's a weird smoke dropped here from the AWP of Lucky on short. He's trying to play around it. This was the one bit of utility that they had. And so you better hope that Lucky can deliver on the back of it. Bubsky catches the short side rotation in the meantime. And Lucky still dodging his way in and out of this smoke. Is just being a nuisance, right? He's still applying so much pressure. Oh, Dagster gonna get swung from CT, and it's Dupree in with a double.
Lovely.
Lucky locks it in, and Astralis up onto 5. That was a wonderful little round there out of Lucky. Dupree looking good as well. Sorry, Hugo, you want to come in with something?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, that's the smoke. Lucky drops a little smoke that Simple always uses there, right? He's been doing that as of late, dropping that just on the catwalk. It means you're not just constricted to playing on the cat box on the corner. So many teams, you know, if they don't have short, they'll just get mollied off, they'll get pushed back, forced to play retake. It lets you actually commit to fighting for A in this position, and Lucky gets a good bit of value out of that as well. He drops the bomb in this kill here. Really, really nice stuff. Poor Dagster as well. Molly's out a player back at Gandalf.
He's
double
trying
scopes.
to help his teammates. And
would have had that kill locked in, but swung from Dupree and lower as soon as he double scopes.
The you know, that smoke that you talk about, right? The one that Lucky drops, the one that we see Simple use. It kind of reminds me of, you know, like the Inferno, like backside pillar smoke, right? Where it kind of, you know, over at B, it just gives you a wider playing area. Look at this, over at the long doors, Lucky is trying his hands at this aggression again. That means that Glaive is now donning the AWP, and between the two of them, they're going to both nail a kill out of the gate. Team Spirit are down to 3 players. They've got this mid control. That's something. But they're kind of clutching at straws here. 2 smokes. They do have enough to get past, but they've still got to break apart this double B hold of Dupree and Magisk.
Oh, they will do indeed. It's coming to them, though. Sumner Young, and he's not ready. Dead to Dupree. Now they can double back. They know one half of the split is gone. And Spirit need to fight their way through the Molotov. Magic's with the kill, but Dagster has to go through the flames, and he won't live to fight it. Gets the frag, but burnt out right at the end, and that's enough for Astralis. That's a round. They're happy with it, looking for 7 at the end of the half. That'd be a good CT side. You'd be happy with that, especially considering how this game started. 5-0 for Spirit, 7-2 up. And Astralis have really had quite the recovery here.
Yeah, no, it's been great to see that they still have that resilience, right? In spite of the changes, in spite of the kind of, you know, hands you get dealt, you still hold on to that champion quality of being able to pull games back from a very one-sided start.
Yeah, and the best part about that, Harry, is it's not like they've even had the caveat of, oh yeah, they broke Spirit's money, they put them on pistols, and then they took a couple of rounds. No, Spirit have bought every single round of this game. We have not seen an eco out of Spirit. This is the worst buy they've had since the rifle rounds have happened. So, you know, that's super impressive for Astralis that they've gotten through this AWP of Dagster and the full util every time.
Well, a fast B play now to close out the half team. Spirit Pace is looking to be their ally, but oh no. Magisk and Glaive, Dupree even coming in. It's a party. Oh man, it's the old guard of Astralis holding down this B bomb site. Team Spirit sent packing. They never even get through, you know, the bouncer at the door. They're turned away at the entrance of the club, and now their night's ruined. 2 on 5. What could they even begin to do here, Hugo?
Spirit didn't RSVP, clearly. Not invited, turned down at the door. Wrong trainers for this club. And the molly makes things worse. That might even get hurt. Dagster, hello! Doesn't want to burn out 2 rounds in a row. Maybe give me the scout back, mate. I'm low as well. But at this point, I think Spirit know better than anyone. This is a done deal. A couple of bullets from Magisk will seal this fate. And it seems like Astralis are on to 7 with 5 alive at the end of the half. That's it. Beautiful stuff. Astralis, a recovery, and now they go into the T half. Let's see how they fare as we switch things over after the break.
Future Pros. What's this? Dust2? It's back? I don't believe it. Well anyway, here is a T-sided smoke for long corner. To do the smoke, go up next to this wall as shown. Find the left broken brick. Once done so, jump and throw the smoke. Now you can take long control without the fear of getting AWP down. Good luck!
Well, as we head back into the slightly musty, dusty Dust2, it was certainly smelling like Team Spirit right out of the gate, but now Astralis have risen to the occasion to close out that first half. We've got a real game on our hands, Hugo, right? No longer are we looking at this going, oh yeah, 5-0 for Spirit. They were kind of looking really quite comfortable. No, now I find myself starting to get worried for my prediction and worried for the Team Spirit boys.
Yeah, some of the naysayers for Astralis were even calling the 16-0 at 5-0. But where are they now? It's a good little comeback, but will it last long? Astralis on a pistol round, lucky with a P250, but it's not armored. He's got the grenades as well, sending his team up for success, but in no hurry to do so. Man, flashed into middle, they're coming out lower. No one's blinded by it, and he decides to back up. They could be on Cat. He's got to call that over. It's even forced a smoke out of Magix on that A site. Long being held from the car. Dexter having a really good game right now. And Team Spirit even got to re-aggress on long. They got a flash to do this, but lucky with a tap. Oh, lovely stuff. The flash is in, and Magix responds as well with a quick kill. Do they know about Glaive behind the bin? More flashes, and from either side, everyone's battling for this position. And the USPs are coming out on top. Double for Chopper. Magix from range with the Glock. Keeps this round up in the air, but the bomb is under control of Spirit.
Yeah, this is so weird, man. They've traded places. That bomb control is everything for Astralis, and with a player crossed out to behind the blue bin, we're going to be hard-pressed to get this bomb back. The nade goes in. Magic's Glock is just built different. It taps out Mir, and now it's all Sumdai Young. 1v2, and he's going to reroute entirely, leaving the long doors, conceding control of that bomb to Astralis. He's now playing this as a 1v2 retake into the A bomb site.
Oh, he's got a quick kill. Dupree's plotting in the middle of the site. Sumdai Young hunting him down, and he's done some damage. Dupree trying to stall, just trying to survive, and Sumdai Young caught it. The shot he finally does. It's not open. It's a safe plant. He could stick it, but no kit. Does he really want to play with fire? Faking it out. Magisk is moving in. Sumdai Young waiting for the right time to strike, but Magisk does it with everything. The Glock, the USP, nothing holds him back, and Astralis find the pistol round.
4 kills out of Magisk to make that happen. The majority coming off of long-range Glock kills. Guy just takes the round by storm. And now Astralis have tied this game up. Suddenly, you can put that hell of a start we had, from Team Spirit to the back of your minds. This is competitive again. And the sleeping giant of Astralis, well, they might be getting their stretches in. They might have woken up after all. Okay, Dexter.
Reasonable.
Poor Lucky, bro.
Unlucky, bro.
That is devastating. All right.
They're still going to commit. They're not scared away, but maybe they should be.
Maybe they should.
No.
Oh my God, the Deagle. Magic's with 3. They just feed the beast. They feed him on short. Dupree is a dead man walking, and the Deagles get it done. Team Spirit. All right, we see you, Team Spirit.
Yeah, we haven't really had to see any of their, force buys or ecos this game, right? They're never fun on Dust2 on either half, but Spirit, they finally lose a pistol. They're put down to pistols themselves, and they get it done. Lovely start from Dexter, and just, that wasn't Deagle body spam. Double headshot, and then the body shot for Magic's. Precision. And Astralis, right back to Deagles of their own.
Okay, Bubsky. Can he land a mid-doors shot? He's not getting a face, so, the statistics would lean towards no on this one. Yeah, the Deagle buy for Astralis, it's not looking as impactful as Team Spirit's. It's kind of just been broken down. This is an all-in investment as well. They're taking a full Glock round in the follow-up, so this scoreline is going to get even bigger.
Dex is trolling today, man. He's run through so many Molotovs. He goes from 100 to 20 by just running through his own molly in mid, just trying to hunt that final kill. Get those stats looking nice and pretty. 2 KD right now for him. And luckily, it won't cost him anything. Spirit hold on to all these rifles, including many of Astralis's. And now we have a Glock eco. It won't be fun. It's going to get worse before it gets better. 11-8 is likely to score. And so let's at least make this quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's the least they could do. And, well, they're doing it. So, yeah, shout out Astralis one time.
Respect.
There we go.
Yeah. Dexter got his ecos after all.
Yeah, man, Dexter's happy. Mir's content as well. He gets a couple in there just for good measure. Oh, hello. Little team economy graph.
Yeah, shout out Coinbase one time.
That's pretty nifty. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, money bolstered for Spirit, and they've still got the AKs and Galils in play as well. So, argument to be made that Astralis are more well-armed in this round, right? But the AWP is here on either side, and Dex has really been putting his to good use. That was one of our big questions today, and he has answered every single time. Lucky finding out the hard way right now. Lurk on B for Magisk. Keeping up presence. And he's got no more nades to sell this fake, so Astralis will need to go soon. Oh dear. Lovely contact play.
Yeah, right. Nothing to give away the element of this push, right? You have the element of surprise, rather, the entire time. Now Dexter is wizened up to this, and he's at least taken 1 to the grave with this A push, right? It leaves you in a 4-on-4. This is now like a lot more retakeable. You're a lot more tempted. If this was a 5-on-4 exec into the site, you might just lean into a save from the get-go. So Dexter's at least given them a reason to consider this round, but whether or not they're going to go for it really comes down to Magisk. Kuko is running in through middle. Now they're like, all right, boys, screw it, let's go.
Oh, no.
And Sumdayoung comes in with another. They're deciding to do this at the final couple of seconds. The doors are closing, and Team Spirit are knocking them open. There it is. Mir with a double. There's very little time left, but I think they've just about got it.
Wow.
12 on the board for Team Spirit.
Yeah.
And they get invited back in. They get invited back in. They were saving.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think they always wanted that. They had a couple of players outside long ready, and they were aware of Magisk. That was the key. They were looking T-spawn. They were aware that he'd thrown util into B, and the reason Spirit were aware of that is because they pushed in through mid after the fact. They knew that he couldn't have rotated back up the catwalk. He had to be coming in late from spawn. So Sumdayoung waits top mid. He grabs that kill as Magisk throws himself into what he feels like is a free round, and then boom, suddenly, like you said, the doors are off. Spirit, my goodness, that's not a round they should ever be winning. But great work from them.
This is kind of scary now because you think about how these buy rounds have gone for Astralis. Well, they won the pistol, they lost the anti-force buy in the second, then they come back in with guns there. They have a round that looked like it was locked in, and then there's that last second retake. Now both rifle rounds have kind of, you know, fallen apart in a very, very rough way.
Yeah, and these won't be any easier.
You know, you don't get many rifle rounds here with this scoreline starting to build up against you. You don't have many left to play. With the first two falling apart so direly, it's going to come down into this B push with the Deagles, with the pistols. Bobski opens up. Sundai Young is in a bit of a rough spot here. Combat AWP in, and they're all around him. The AWP's given over now. That's put into the hands of Bobski.
Hello.
Chopper has managed to drop the bomb. 3-on-3, the bomb's out in the open, and that makes man. Is he going to go through? You madman! He's flashed in, and yeah, maybe that is a little overzealous. Magisk's Deagle churning through Team Spirit. And Dexter, oh, okay. Now down to the 1v1. Lucky, talk about a trial by fire. The new AWPer on Astralis going blow for blow with seasoned veteran Dexter.
Yes.
And Lucky's going to close it out.
What?
Astralis are up onto 9. And this series, this map, oh, it's a wild one.
Lucky's a madman. He picked up an AWP parry and he stayed on the P250. He's like, yeah, I only need one bullet. And it's not from the cannon. Holds the door. He knows Dexter's aggressive. He knows what this guy's like. Dexter just wants to get involved, man. Throws himself back into the final fight of the round, trying to catch Lucky going for the bomb. And he would not make that mistake. Yeah, it's a crazy play, right? It looks mad, Spirit going in through, but I think they realize in that 4-on-4, like if we give, or 3-on-3, if we give away the bomb, if we let them plant, we are locked out of this bomb site. We've already given them an AWP and a rifle. They can set up, and we know what Astralis' post plants usually are like. Let's forget the round prior. And so Spirit, they try and throw themselves in, and it almost works, but Astralis have won a bit of a force buy. They're back in. That's got to feel good, a sigh of relief. As it felt like this game may have been slipping away, like you said, off the back of Eco wins and tossed away rounds.
Yeah, that's like a great little, you know, kind of momentum break for Astralis, we'll call it, right? Like they'd had these 2 rifle rounds that had both had really, really dismal endings that, you know, hadn't panned out at all. Well, then they're able to, you know, kind of take one back against Team Spirit. They come into that round with very, very little. They come out with a victory. And now, you know, not only are they fielding that much more here, but it's just a bit of a confidence booster knowing that you can get those rounds over the line. Here's another one of these B plays. They're running it down through tunnels into Sundai Young. Magis taps him out. So now we look at Carr. Now we look at Mir. We look at this one guy all alone. Magis tries to go over, but Mir is digging graves. He puts 2 in it. Dupree and Lucky are left up in this one. And with kills coming in between the 2 of them, they've left it in even odds. This bomb can't go down yet. Dupree needs to get in through the tunnels. Needs to be here to help his teammate out. And so now he's in position. Lucky will have that bomb plant denied because of the Molotov for the time being. He's burnt very, very low in it. It's a tunnels post plant, so Dupree can play around this in the long run. Team Spirit taking their time. They faked the lower tunnels rotation and now group back up, looking to come in through mid.
Yeah, Astralis aren't falling for it though. Dupree still watching on towards the doors, and he's going to get his first sign of contact, gets the kill as well. Dexter might just have to save, call it. Unless they feed you at the last possible second, there's surely no way back in. He's at least got Dupree's position. Quick kill, Dupree has his knife out. He thinks it's done. It is far from it. Dexter has a kit. He just needs an immediate shot, and frankly, there's no time. Kill or not, it's an Astralis round. Lucky playing with his food and making sure Dexter dies with him. He will. 10 rounds to Astralis. Lovely stall out of Lucky. Dupree almost gives that round away. And we're getting scared for Astralis in some of these rounds. They seem to be calling it off very early.
And that's the thing, you know, like Astralis aren't getting respected the same way they used to, right? Like, you know, maybe if this was Astralis from a few years ago, yeah, you would have been saving there. You would have gone, jeez.
I mean,
1v2? No, I'm good, mate. I'm fine, actually. Dupree still alive? Yeah, nah, I'm good.
That's now 2 1v1 clutches that Lucky has locked in.
Right? Yeah. And both times as well, it's versus Dexter on the other side, his AWP counterparts. And that's pretty enticing, especially because I think when you look at like pound for pound firepower, Dexter's been coming out ahead there. But in terms of winning these last few rounds, it's been all Lucky.
Yeah, Bobski's really having a mare today. 5 and 15, not the start you would have wanted. Still time to recover. There's still time to find impact in this matchup. Astralis is just trying to hang on. Flashes out long, double setup. Spirit are here. Molly goes in. Glaive's trying to get that headshot angle. Now they've been drawn in. Will they be ready for the second man? Magic's ready to re-peek. The Molly goes deep. Chopper has his contact, so Magic's does not need to worry. And Dex is not going aggressive enough to get caught by this orb. With the corner smoke, Astralis don't need to worry about it either. Bubsky don't want to get caught with nades out. Dropping a smoke. Dexter will catch that cat play. Double down for Dexter, and he knows Long's on lock with 2 more CTs there. Astralis go elsewhere. Back to Catwalk. Miz spotted it, and he won't be giving them any way back into this middle. All his util down at the right time. And Astralis, how do they get out of here?
Oh, Bubsky, this could be a round-saving play. He does remove 1, right? It looked like it could have been the lineup. Yeah. He doesn't get the double, but still, a 3-on-4 feels infinitely better than the 3-on-5 you were just in. Suddenly, Team Spirit are kind of hunkering down a little bit more. They're trying to piece together what's happening now, and they spot the bomb over here in the B tunnels. They see a mid-to-B player as well. They're piecing together the B play, and Young has now dropped the bomb with just 10 seconds left. As good as Lucky's been in the clutches, he can't win this one. So it's 13 on the board for Team Spirit. They bite back right away. And something I do want to draw some attention to, right, when we were talking about Lucky Zorp in that first half, when he was playing over at the crosser, it's very, very rarely would you see any kills on these crossing players. Dexter, every time we've had these cat plays come in, it feels like he's been good for at least a double. And this round is a great example of that. Like, Astralis were just left up the creek without a paddle the moment they lose that short prong to the attack.
Yeah, nothing about that round went to plan for Astralis, right? Think about not only the boost, right? No one peeked into it. Dexter played super passive and didn't give away that opportunity, but even the double long setup, Astralis are out long and they're wondering, why is this pit player not re-peeking? He should be scared that we're walking up on him. Maybe they suspect that there's a second man there, right? That's the reason that Magix is playing so safe, because Chopper has his corner. And at that point, Astralis, well, they lose the cat play. They can't get on the long cross either. They don't know where that second man is. And at that point, everything's just falling apart at the seams. It's a nice try, but back to the drawing board. And right now, Astralis working with some felt tips. The Eagles. 1 saved AWP, and Bubsky's at least bought a rifle. Maybe that can get his head back into it.
Mate, felt tips, that takes me back, Hugo.
Yeah,
I always used to, you know, my mouth would go blue when you chew the ends off. Not always blue, obviously. It depended on the color of the felt tip.
All right. This is still a winnable round, right? It may not look pretty. Your one danger is it's Dust2. You're not going to be giving these positions where CTs are overzealous and give you weapons and then you're suddenly armed. You've got to commit in order to get the kills in so many situations. So Lucky is really tasked with a lot of pressure in this round to find opening kills. Astralis have 2 flashbangs to set him up. He's holding down on long. Magix is here. Dex is AWPing the cross yet again. Had no problem doing so, as you said. It will be this A split for Astralis. And Dex has now moved back in on long to support Magix. Right place, right time, but will he hit the shot? Not yet.
No, mate, they're out of there, dude. The Molly forces them back, and probably for the best, right? The only other alternative there was you commit through the Molotov, and then you were in for a really bad time. They're going to get sent over here towards Cat. I think they're probably going to have a better time over here on the catwalk. That little Molotov pushing them back might have actually led them to greener pastures, right? Dexter, he's kind of swinging back and forth between supporting long because of Magix's forward position.
Sweaty.
But he's also having to come back and help out at the A site. So timing's everything for Dexter. He is here to help out. He's throwing flashes for Chopper to take this peak. But a kill's not found, and in fact, all the damage is dealt the way of Chopper at ramp. They know he's here now. The bomb has snuck up into the site on Glaive. He's taking like a pacifist approach. He's just bomb out, sneak up, get it planted, and now Astralis have got a 5-on-5 post plant. This is weird.
Very strange indeed. And no utility gets Spirit back in. That was a 1 flash to go and a smoke remaining. Lucky gets the first blood late in the round, and now he's got to turn around. He can't get any kills. There's so many players facing. Lucky has cover, and he's providing the goods. 2 kills, Young the same. And Dexter comes back in alive, knowing Glaive was the guy to plant that bomb. He's got to fight him with a pistol, and so he shall. 14 rounds. Dexter clutches it out against Astralis. Nice try with the Deagles. but nice try won't get you anywhere.
Man, that's insane as well. Like, it's so last second, mate. Like, you don't have anyone to come and clear short. You know that the bomb was planted for Catwalk. It was the only place they could have planted it for. You had a very, very good idea of where Astralis were in that post plant. But as they start to creep up through CT, it's the sheer number of players that are just facing from Cat that I thought was going to surprise Team Spirit.
Definitely.
Dexter does this incredible job of trading out these kills.
And Sundae as well. We just saw on the replay, the quick double tap left-right gets 2 deagles out of there immediately. So, you know, huge from him. AK picked up, put to good use. No dinks allowed where we're from. Now, triple MP9, that was a costly round for Spirit, right? They're not exactly rich. This is still one that Astralis can keep in the back of their mind. Those MP9s, they chew through armorless players at the best of times. Good grenade. Oh, no, it's not. It looked like it. Magisk barely tagged up. Chopper now up for the job, and he's going to do exactly what we need him to.
Money, baby. Here it is. Big cash. Big Chopper.
Oh.
And now just Dupree with a little deagle.
And big dreams.
Oh, my God, yeah. And Biggie falls down into mid. It's Chopper finding that one. 15-10. Team Spirit over on their CT side. They need to deal one more round to find that killing blow to Astralis on Team Spirit's map pick.
Yeah, and that's probably a surprise that round as well, right? Even though Astralis probably made the call, like, yeah, money's low, they won't have a lot. Maybe they thought that they would substitute a utility, right, rather than the rifles. They went for SMGs. And that's the first time Spirit have actually thrown themselves in and started fighting. They know they are able to, right, with Astralis broke. But Astralis have not have to face anyone on Catwalk this entire T side. And now Dexter, he's tasted blood in the water and he wants more. Oh, he hit that shot. Glaive gets tagged up, but the winner is Glaive. Taking the frag, and Dupree follows up through the smoke. Double entry. The Danes needed it more than anything. And there it is, leaving the worst weapons worse for wear here for Team Spirit. They're going to group up in middle and try to put a stop to this play.
Yeah, this could still get uncomfortable, right? Like, you kind of have not much to lose here in a sense if you're Team Spirit. You're already at such a big disadvantage. This was also like a bit of a bonus round attempt with a lot of the MP9 still in play. And so they move across while this mid control is still hanging in the balance. They reinforce this B bomb site. And I don't think Magix was spotted crossing mid. I think he hit a bit of a timing around that smoke that was down. So are Astralis aware of this double B hold? Because it looked like originally that's where they wanted to end up. But now I think we're seeing the winds of change are blowing.
And they're blowing east. Back up Cat. No one here to stop him. Chopper locked out in spawn. And he doesn't even know as well, Astralis, man. They've had the perfect rounds to contact play into A have been the ones they've called it in. And yeah, this should never have really been a round that Astralis would lose. And so it will not be. Bomb gets planted. And with no kit, Spirit are already leaning away to try and save what they've got. Just when you think Spirit are ready to shut down this first map of the series, Astralis show us just that little bit more. And keep the game raring to go. Remember, this is Spirit's map pick as well, right? Inferno coming up next. They're certainly going to have trouble there getting through Astralis, device or not. This is still the same core to be afraid of on that map. So Spirit, they don't want to go to overtime. They don't want to get any more sweaty than they have to. And so saving these 3 guns at least allows a rebuy in the follow-up. One more opportunity, one more chance.
Yeah, it's if that one goes against them that I start to get a little bit worried, right? Because at that point, you know, they've got this full investment coming in, and depending on what they're able to save will really affect if, like, we're going to see 1 or 2 more rifle rounds on the back of, you know, a loss in this one. But it is scary, right? When it's like, when those are the hairs you're splitting, when it's like, oh, you know, say we take an L here, potentially you only have like 1 or 2 more chances to actually win the game, even though the scoreline feels a little wider than that margin. Astralis are by no means out of the runnings yet to pull this back. And once again, they're just settling back into some of this very like slow, patient mid-control work in some of the longer angles, seeing if Team Spirit go for any, you know, info plays, be it a tunnels push, be it a peek through the mid doors. And it was just the plan from the get-go for Astralis to hold this default. The bomb was left back in T-spawn. Bubsky goes back to get it and now rejoins Magisk down here in the tunnels. The rest of Astralis are taking cap. And so this is looking like you're going to fake a bit of an A play, fall back into a B site execute. Question is, how much did Team Spirit fall for?
Or if at all. Mir's still got a molly to stop this B play. And so Astralis can't afford to leave this to the last couple of seconds here. They've still got to throw some sort of cat fake first. In fact, Glaive's already doubling back as Dupree sets his eye on the A site. No pick's been given over. Team Spirit are at least peeking together on this one line. Sundayoung might be a dead man, but even if he is, Mir should have that trade. Flash into middle, Glaive just clearing it out on his own. Joined by Dupree. Mir drops the smoke. It's well timed. He's got to go back and check middle. That leaves Sundayoung alone. Chopper does draw one in, and Mir helps out as well. Sundayoung, this could be the beginning of the end. And in fact, it might just be the end. There it is. Spirit locking in their map pick. Dust2 is theirs. And Inferno has to be coming up for Astralis in that second map of this series. Stick with us. We got the desk, and we'll be back with more.